going on, everyone? Today we're going to go over how to ride the T-bar, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to approach it. First thing, let's just set up how we're going to be on the T-bar. You're just going to put in your front foot. My left foot's my front foot, so I'm going to strap that in. Alright. You don't strap in your back foot, just like loading the chairlift. You only keep one foot in. So on the T-bar, same thing. It goes right up against the binding, just like that. Alright? This is the position you're going to be in, or how your feet are going to be when you ride up the T-bar. Now, at some resorts, they might or might not have this over here. This is called a pommel lift.
Pommel lift?
Pommel lift. It's a great thing to practice on if you've never been on a T-bar before. We're going to ride down to the bottom there. I'm going to show you how to ride it and how it will help you get ready for the T-bar. Let's head on down. You got it, buddy. Alright, if you saw those two, they weren't really riding it right as far as from the waist up. They were kind of holding on for dear life. You're supposed to take that little circle piece and kind of plant it under your armpit as a snowboarder and let it pull you up. But their bottom feet were correct. If you saw that, if we look back at that real quick, the bottom feet were positioned correctly. All right, let's ride on down again, a little bit further. Let's try it ourselves. And then you let go at the top. Just like you would when we get to the T-bar, you'll see. It's important to let, well, the pommel there and the T-bar, it's important to let that do the work for you. Just let it pull you up. When we get up to the T-bar though, the T does not go under your arm. It's gonna go, well, we'll get to that. And it's going to be a much steeper slope than this. We are going all the way up along that ridge there. That's Horseshoe Bowl. That's where we're headed. Let's go. Morning commute. So what you do is you skate up. I'm going to ask you if you want it between the legs or behind the hip. Just tell them what you want. Take them between the legs. Thank you, sir. A lot of people do fall on this T-bar. If you do you fall, just get out of the way, because it's gonna happen. Sometimes when you fall right away, I got a shot of someone, and you can hold on for dear life, but you're better off just letting go, crawl to the side, come back down, give it another shot. And you just let the T-bar do all the work. Now some people prefer it behind the hip, so instead of it being right here, it would be back here. I feel it's painful. Oh no! And sometimes you might be riding with your friend. If you can avoid it, I recommend riding by yourself on a snowboard. It's just a little more comfortable and a little less awkward. But it can be done. I've definitely done it before. And for the most part, you just get to enjoy the ride up. When you're on a T-bar, normally it's taking you to some bowls. When you're on a T-bar, normally it's taking you to some bowls. You know, that's where we're headed. So, we'll ride it up and enjoy some POW. Wraps up the T-bar. Hope some of these tips and watching me how to ride the T-bar will help you in the future. At your home mountain, if you have things like tow ropes and the pommel lift I showed you here, something where you can ride up on a kind of easy terrain with 1 foot out and it pulls you, I would take advantage of those before you attack the T-bar. One, it will give you the proper balance you need and just a familiarity with what you're going to come up against. And two, make sure you know what you're getting yourself into when you hit up the T-bar, because it goes to most likely bowls or, you know, challenging terrain. Terrain wasn't that great today, but that's okay. It's just been real windy. There'll be better days ahead. I guess that's a wrap. I'm demoing the Orca today, if you haven't noticed, so I think I'm gonna just see how this does. Maybe hike over on Peak 6. Yeah.